Hey, welcome yet to another weekly episodic podcast of the Navarro Show. I am your host, Israel Navarro, coming to you live from the main streets of Navarro, Connecticut. And what a week it has been for football in North America. No question, we just saw the Patriots win the Super Bowl against the Los Angeles Rams. A lot of people are criticizing and calling this as one of the most boringest games. What I took away is a good old-fashioned slobber knocker of a football game. It's all about how good you prepare your teams for big game situation. And no question, Bill Belichick delivered on that. You can see Bill Belichick, as the head coach of the New England Patriots, took his experience as being a defensive coordinator when he was a defensive coordinator and coaching the defense for the New York Giants back in the 80s with Lawrence Taylor, taking that knowledge of being a solid defensive coordinator, being a solid head coach with the experience of making it to a big game situation. You really saw all the years of experience on Bill Belichick's. No question, we just saw how the Patriots defense alone shut down the Los Angeles Rams, forcing them to punt the ball, to turnovers, to not even being able to make field goals. We are seeing how good that Patriots defense was. But don't knock out Los Angeles Rams. They also themselves brought in a defense, because obviously the Patriots only scored 13 points, considering the 2 field goals and the touchdown that they scored. And so you can't knock that the Rams didn't. But the fact that this was a low-scoring Super Bowl, yes, it's also been stated that this was the lowest viewing of the Super Bowl in history, which is very interesting. That means the NFL will have to now figure out how to make more of it exciting. I do believe the controversy of the halftime show with the whole Colin Kaepernick, I do believe that did take a serious effect in the ratings. But outside of that, people who were true passionate football fans were watching the game, didn't really care for the halftime show, even though we know that WWE launched their halftime heat again. The last time that they did it, for an instant, was when The Rock was still a part of the WWE. He wrestled a wrestler named Mick Foley under his gimmick persona as Mankind, and that was back in 1999. But now we're bringing it back 20 years later, and they redid it again. That was the other thing, so there's probably people who also tuned into that, and those people who enjoyed the industry of professional wrestling were tuning in. Now we're seeing that the football season over, and guess what happened? What I've been talking about a lot of times on this show, that the month of February is a very boring month in sports, because basketball is even though we're having the trade deals that Anthony Davis will go to the Los Angeles Lakers, I really do believe, they're going to launch most of their team, basically give up their entire team just to go try to get Anthony Davis. But if he's not, we're going to see him actually go and deliver into that. But outside of that, hockey's not that exciting because it's not even nowhere near postseason. The same thing. Pitchers and catchers for baseball will not be reporting into a couple weeks, even though there hasn't been no major announcement of Bryce Harper or Manny Machado signing any deal. So it's still 2 of the hottest free agents in baseball have not confirmed. We're also seeing that the MLS, they have been picking up players and doing these, but again, it's not preseason for them, so we're not seeing so much out of the MLS here in the United States. So no question, right there, this is why the XFL will succeed, because between that gap of basically of February and March, there's a demand for sport, and football's being so popular, which consumes so much of our news. Hey, we're going to have no question that this up and coming Saturday, we're going to have the Alliance of American Football launch. I'm probably going to sneak in to see one of these games to give it a review and critique it and tell you how I feel about it. Not too excited because I didn't see too much promotion on it. Yes, it's been featured on Sports Illustrated. Yes, it's on ESPN. No question, CBS is carrying the Alliance of American Football, but I don't expect them to be as popular and hot as demanding as the XFL, and especially with the major announcement that they did this week, which will be the main topic of this podcast. We're not taking that away. Now, a lot of people understand I'm here in the New York area, and yes, I'm a New York Yankee fan. So we're going to start covering a little bit more baseball once the season sticks in, once pitchers and catchers. So we will be talking about these contents on the podcast, besides other exciting news as the XFL we deliver. So we are going to bring you that exciting news of the New York Yankees onto this podcast, and we're going to bring it to you live. Not only is that, please also remind yourself that subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's where we're going to be also delivering content. And if we are very lucky and soon still working out, if we do get this interview with the XFL commissioner, we will do a YouTube live or record the interview, film it, and later broadcast it onto the YouTube channel. So that way, do not miss out. So subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Navarro Show. Right there, you're going to miss out no exciting, and there's going to be soon very exclusive content to the YouTube channel. Right now, we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to be right back and talking about that major announcement that the XFL did this week. Hey, thank you for being a loyal listener of The Navarro Show. And please remember to always subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or any platform podcasts are heard. Also, remember, we're going to bring you exclusive content to our YouTube channel. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel and do not miss out on those exclusive content. Thank you once again for being a loyal listener of The Navarro Show. Alrighty, we're hitting the record button here for the Navarro Show. This week's episode, no question, was a major announcement coming out of the XFL. We're going to have Bob Stoops as the head coach of XFL Dallas. This is the first head coach that will be announced for the XFL this year. Many of you who follow college football will recognize Bob Stoops as the head coach of the University of Oklahoma, the college football team known as the Oklahoma Sooners. No question, one of the biggest football organizations that they have in the NCAA, Division I school. We've gone on to win national champions, and Bob Stoops has been a part of that legacy of the school and their football program, being the winningest head coach in the University of Oklahoma's history. He has won more games than any head coach in the history of Oklahoma. He's, no question, that right there is bringing you guys a guy who's going to be experienced, knows how to handle the game in big game situations. But he also will not be just the head coach, but he will also be the general manager of XFL Dallas. So he will be overseeing the operations in Dallas. He's gonna be a very influential, because the way he knows how to build a winning team. We're talking about a head coach in Bob Stoops that has won over 190 games. So this guy is not just gonna win. Isn't that like a guy who's just been coaching for a few years? No, they were talking about a guy who had taken a career and to make it have a winning record with 190 games. We're also going to see that, yes, he did retire from being the head coach of Oklahoma. So no question, in 2017, so just 2 years removed, he's taking his professional football career debut with the XFL Dallas, where he's going to be managing the team as well as coaching them, and with his experience and knowledge. And I do believe, since he has close ties with the University of Oklahoma football team, some of those players that weren't even drafted in the Canadian Football League or in the NFL, no question, that man right there is going to bring some of those key players into the XFL and give them that professional spotlight. He's going to also have the task of building his coaching staff. So he's going to be the ones hiring his defensive coordinator, his special team coordinator, his offensive coordinator. We're going to see him deliver those. He's going to create a staff. He's going to build a staff to which he views as the perfect form. This is exciting, guys. this is truly exciting because now we're going to see different orthodox or different mindsets in coaching. We're going to see players that are going to, be appealed to play the game in a certain way, and we're going to see how they're going to deliver that. Not only is that, but this was also confirmed this week by the XFL commissioner and Bob Stoops as he's taken his position as the head coach. But there will be an XFL mini camp. So, that's going to be camps to be scouted out for listen to me, for the first time ever, an XFL draft. I don't know how the rules are going to be for the draft. We understand that for the NFL and even the Canadian Football League, you at least need 3 years of college. But if they don't put that requirement, we can see, which I said, the rumors of Trevor Lawrence making the hop into professional football before finishing his college football career. So right there, I'm repeating it. You're hearing it now on the Navarro Show. That will be a mini camp. I'm damn 100% sure that they're going to do tryouts for the team. But as well, you're hearing it now. There will be an XFL draft, which probably would go during the time of the NFL season as well, college football season. So you're going to hear those rumors, or not rumors, but more information. Not only is that, but Bob Stoops, guys, I want to bring this into another facts about him. He has won 19 times a Coach of the Year award. He has won 10 Big 12 championships and 1 national championship in 2000. So he has delivered teams with championships, having successful seasons. So he's no question he's going to be bringing that into the XFL, which I think was very interesting. You need to understand a college football rivalry to find this very interesting. Oklahoma and Texas are two rivals. Say it's the Longhorns versus the Sooners, are a big rival. They're very competitive against each other. So to see that, let's say the guy from Oklahoma, he's going to take everything, he's going to bring it back down to Dallas, and he's going to be right there in the Arlington area, coaching the football team, playing the game in the ballpark of the Texas Rangers. He's going to be bringing that, and he understands that market that he is going to be playing in. He understands it. He knows what that Dallas area, that Texas market needs to be a draw. So he's no question when the XFL draft is hitting, his years of experience are going to make him look for certain players that can draw people, put them butts in those seats in those stadiums, but he's also going to bring in that I like to say that Texas Oklahoma style of football. He's going to be very influential, on delivering that. You're going to see, because remember, he's being a big influential part of the operation. So he's going to also know how to market it. He's also going to know how to play a game that people in that market could relate to. And that's going to be exciting. Now, I don't know who's going to go to Dallas. Rumors of Colin Kaepernick, Trevor Lawrence, Johnny Manziel, hell, even a retiring Tom Brady, we don't know, could actually make an appearance and play a season or a couple years or make a full-on career as being XFL players. We're going to see it. So we can see that. Not only is that, but Adrian Peterson, who has been known as a very big, popular football player, great wide receiver, he's still in good shape. Yeah, he's almost 50, but hey, why can't he not return back to Dallas, in a city where he played many games and the fans in that Dallas market already know who he is? So we're going to see what Bob Stoops, I do predict that he's going to bring a lot of Oklahoma players that did not make it in the NFL or the Canadian Football League. He's no question he's going to deliver that. I do expect him to bring a very winning mentality for the XFL, because remember, one of the rules that the XFL is stating that for the games you win, you get a bonus. So for let's say they're getting paid weekly $5,000 per game. Hey, if you win, you're gonna get an extra $2,000. So XFL is bringing winner mentality, winners. So this league is going to be so competitive because people are going to want that payday. They want those pay raise. So you're going to see such a competitive environment. And with Bob Stoops, considering his years of experience coaching at the University of Oklahoma, a Division I school, trying to keep that program being number one in the country, no question he's going to try to deliver that same performance and make Dallas the number one team in football. Considering, remember, the Dallas Cowboys have not won the Super Bowl in so many years. Watch out. This Bob Stoops is going to bring the professional football championship to Dallas, because that's his determination, that's his end game, and that is his focus. Not only is that, guys, we're going to drop it right here on the Navarro Show. Rumors of a next possible head coach. Well, I'm just going to say rumors. I'm not going to get into details about the person, because it's just a rumor. It's in the rumors mill right now, talking about it. We're going to drop it. But Michigan's own Pep Hamilton may sign on to be a head coach for one of the remaining 7 teams. Which one could it be? Seattle, New York, Houston, St. Louis, Tampa Bay, Washington, D.C., Los Angeles. We don't know yet, but it has been rumored that Pep Hamilton is very interested in the XFL. Very interesting, bringing his coaching style to the league. Not only is that, remember, Michigan is also where Tom Brady did play his college football career before getting drafted by the New England Patriots. So bringing Pep Hamilton, an African-American head coach, to the league, well, considering that they have Bob Stoops, who's white, and Pep Hamilton of an African-American descent, a diversity within the first 2 head coaches that, if Pep Hamilton is confirmed as a head coach, right there we're seeing a diversity. That means the XFL is listening to the complaints that the NFL isn't so diverse, that they're going to start bringing into that aspect of making each team have a diversity and probably a marketable feel to that market. That means, hey, I would be excited as being a Latino in the United States to see a Latino head coach, as well as seeing a star Latino player taking up on the mantle. So I'm open for African American, Chinese American, Arab American, white American. I don't care. I would like to see that become a very diverse thing of the XFL. But right now, you heard it here first. Yes, it's confirmed that Bob Stoops will be the head coach and the general manager of XFL Dallas. But the rumor is the next head coach that will be announced is Pep Hamilton of Michigan. Let's stay tuned in the coming weeks, because no question, the XFL will be announcing very soon its first TV deal that it has. So that is all for this week's episode. Remember to subscribe, leave a comment, share it with anyone who loves the game of football, and stay tuned. We're going to bring more exciting content to The Navarro Show.
The podcast you just heard was made using Anchor. Ever thought about making your own podcast? Anchor makes it really easy for anyone to get started. It's a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing podcasts. Best of all, it's 100% free. Sign up now at anchor.fm/new. That's anchor.fm/new to get started.